I decided to go off completely the internet. So when I mean the internet, you talk of social media apps and so on, whatever that had to do with mobile data. Yes, it was up. So of course I was good. I was reading books. Oh yeah, I had to find alternative measures. Try to read books. Try to get newspapers or just things to the not news online but newspapers, and read and just try to get that old version of what we're used to doing growing up. And it was good. I listened to music. You can listen to music that's already in your phone. Of course, it had been already downloaded. Yeah, but as I decided, of course, not to go on the internet, it was more for me, trying to listen to what I already had. So it was good until just like the next day, I had to go out, and I found myself, in a situation where I had to call for a taxi because at that time the place was cold and taxis were really scarce. I called the phone number, the taxi number, and they were like, no, you can't. You have to wait a bit, like 20 minutes, and then we'll send a taxi over to you. And I was patient, sorry, and I waited, and 20 minutes passed, still no car. So I had to call again, and they were like, yeah, because now there's like urgent need, it's holiday, and many customers are actually asking for vehicles, so we can't send you. And I was like, oh my god, okay, I told myself I'm not going to go to the internet anymore. But there was this one app that had taxis, like that brings taxis. But this app is so good because so many people use the app. It's so efficient, and when you call a taxi, it just takes like maybe 5 minutes and you get the taxi that you've ordered. Even if there's so many people who needs this particular vehicle, or need a lot of vehicles, what they would just do is to increase the price. So that was like good for me. I was like, no, but I told myself no mobile data. I'm not going to switch on the internet. I need this time in my life where I'm not going to be online for whatever time it may take. I just want to try this thing. It must work. So I waited, and I was really tired waiting, of course. And then all of a sudden I asked a friend, please can you call for me a taxi on your phone, because my internet is not working and stuff like that. And of course the person called, like ordered for me, but now using the same app online. And the car came, and cut story short, I came home. But from that day I just had to get back to myself and like, no, it's not happening. Reading books is good, but now you can't do without the internet. It's like you can't. I don't know where you are, even if you're in Africa or you are abroad, wherever you are, you virtually can't do without the internet. And that was because watch, now people are being taught online. Okay, let's say we still have, when COVID came into our lives, let me say, because now everybody knows about it, everything was different. But now you have to be taught online. You're actually also going to buy and purchase things online. I actually didn't even think about it when I was actually deciding, or when I quit the internet. It was more like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to get it off and remove stress off my life. But thinking about it right now, I don't know what I would have done if I needed to purchase something online, because definitely I want something that is maybe cheaper, and maybe even if it might take a month for them to be delivered to me, it's fine. But cost is very important. Yeah, so I didn't even think about it. And for me it was more like, okay, I don't care if I don't talk to my friends. I don't really care, because okay, actually we can talk on the phone. I can just call them and say, hi, how are you? Those who really matter to me. But there was one thing I couldn't do. That was to send files and documents, because it would be very much difficult or quite impossible for me to leave my house and go to somebody else's house just with a flash, trying to get a certain file or document from them. So I didn't think about that. It was quite, but on Facebook or whatever, it's a social media or whatever, you find friends send you things, VK, on all the Instagram or any of these platforms. They'll send you documents that you actually really need and rely on. So what am I saying? Do I quit? It was just like something that brought me to myself, or to reminiscence on it and say, okay, there is no going back from social media or internet. So what are we going to do right now? The best thing is to put your work out there. You are definitely a human being, and you have what you love to do. You have what you're actually passionate about. It can be anything from plumbing to, as maybe anything to music. It's not about, like, what can I say, it's not about doing something that has to do with the internet. It's about you understanding what you are is actually a tool for the internet, because it's you putting your work out there. It's about you doing your work out there. So whatever you do, you have to put it there, because that is when you actually benefit from the internet. You are no more a consumer. Whenever I don't know if it ever happened to you, that whenever I want to go on Google, like, that's not even social media, whenever I want to go on Google to get my, so has it actually ever happened to you, whenever you go on, like, let's say Google, and you just want to search for something completely different, and you have news popping up just like that at you, and you get completely distracted, and you now start watching those news, because these are using you as consumer. These news outlets and stuff, they use you as consumers. They know what you love, and they really make sure that you are consuming them. So how do you make sure that the internet is not a distraction? And thinking about it, Africa is going to have a hard time dealing with it, because we are, we're not ready for it. We're trying to cope. The way internet is so developed abroad, it's not the same way in Africa. You have to pay so much more for the internet and stuff like that. So how are we going to make sure our kids, or the young ones, try to actually get themselves like ready for the internet? That's already a good platform, but it can be a very good distraction. So guys, even about checking out a particular address, it's really hard if you don't have access to internet. Imagine you're going somewhere and you don't know the address. It can be really a pain in the neck. But with the internet now, big cities, large cities are looking like a village because of the internet. So putting that into consideration, make sure that the distraction of the internet don't get to you. How? By trying to work there. That is a platform that you are not going to run away from, because you're actually paying for it. You actually pay for the internet, and you actually at the same time are being distracted by it. No, you actually have to pay for it, and at the same time gain from it, in the sense where you work there. That is where your job is. That is where you can actually bring out your art or whatever. It's deeply embedded within you. It goes as far as, or as small as plumbing to comedy to, you don't have to be a celebrity necessarily to actually go there. You can actually be just a nobody and be there, but it has to do with your work. What are you interested in? What is your work like? So if you find out those details, you can actually make the internet not a distraction to you, but for you to make it to become a source either of income or a source of or platform for your work. Because sometimes you don't make anything online, it's fine. When we think about making money online, it's good, but it should not be the ideal. It should not be the first step. The first step is actually making your job. When you love something, it's not about the money at first, it's more about what you're going to do. So when you find out what you're doing, the money just comes as a result of it. So let's assume you're a plumber and you always keep showing people how well you do your plumbing. Definitely you're gonna get more clients, and that's how it works. So please don't do like me. Don't ditch your internet right now. We're in 2021 and it's not the time. So thanks for watching my YouTube channel, and if you haven't yet subscribed, I don't know, but I don't know really what you're waiting for. It's high time you do it. This is something I love doing, and I would love and appreciate if you encourage me, by just subscribing to my YouTube channel. And thank you.